Alright, this is it. After 9 races we are here for the season finale of season 24, and we find ourselves in here at the Circuit of Wales. And yes, since this isn't the final race of the season, this means that we gotta say goodbye to two teams, two old teams, let's say. One of them started in round 2 of season 5, I'm talking about Lynx Racing, and then we got the other one that has essentially started in season 8, and that is of course RMC. So two teams will be leaving, and for next season we're gonna have then Mazar Motorsports, and then you're gonna have another team, I think it's KMP, joining, which I think will replace RMC in terms of being the orange team. And yeah, so with that said, I actually got then RMC's team owner Skip. So how are you feeling, Skip?
Yeah, it's an emotional day. I mean, we know it's been coming for a very long time. I think this was announced 3 or 4 months ago that RMC would be leaving, but obviously the day has arrived, the evening has arrived, the season ends tonight, and so does the team with it. We had 17 seasons in the league, Constructors' Championship, a couple of Drivers' Championships, thanks to you for one of those. But it's been really fun. It's been a really good ride, and I think I'm very excited to usher in this new era, obviously with us and Lynx leaving as well, of these new teams, new team owners taking over from some of the old hats in the server, like myself and Eurus, who aren't as active anymore. Watching these new eras be built in UL, I think is really healthy for the league. So emotional day, but I think for the best.
Right, very nice to hear. Soon we're gonna then start qualifying, which, there you go, it was just from a click of a button. So here we go then. And yeah, so today when it comes to the standings, there's not really much to talk about, because Figo has won his 4th world title after not exactly getting polling qualifying, I don't think so, I don't fully remember, but it was a matter of F1 fan not taking pole position, and that was enough for Figo to win the title from qualifying, which is then the second time we see a driver then securing a title after qualifying. The first time was Chargety back in season 17, and we also got one time securing yet another Constructors, which, yeah, they've been absolutely dominant, of course, in these last few seasons. And yeah, the main question is, will they be able to do it again in the very next season? And yeah, also other positions, when it comes to like the driver standings, I think the two closest drivers, it's gotta be, I think, at least more towards the front, it's gotta be actually with the RMC drivers themselves. They are just 2 points separated by each other. Corvid is 2 points ahead of Justin. But yeah, either way, we see right here, we got Ozzy now in first place. And yeah, today there's only 17 drivers, so only the top 8 will go through into Q2 here. Now we see right here, we see Kalika, I think that's Kalika there, in P8, so that could be, I think, quite big for him, because yeah, also very fitting for Lynx Racing's final race here. But as we see now, lots is changing here. We are seeing also, yo, he's down in last place. Can he qualify or not? And yes, he can. There he goes. He goes up into 3rd place, and so looking to get eliminated is going to be then Kola there in P17. Then we see Corby with a huge struggle there, tied with Herman. Then we see the two star goats there, Ricky Boy also doing his final race with Albono there in P13. Then we see Matimar, no, that's Kalitka, I mean, there in P12, also tied with Nikhil. Then we see Mika to Mika today racing for LSA, and yes, LSA does not have their let's say original lineup here today. And yeah, then we see Mati just being out. So wait, is that Mati or is that Mate Gill? I'm actually I'm really, oh no, wait, there's Mati in P5 there. So who is this guy? I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost there. But I guess this Matigi guy is out.
Piggy.
Oh, that's P. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Then we got then one SCP, one Ricard Auto, one Full Force, the two one times, and I think, yeah, one RMC here and one LSA. So Yeah, I think this might be the first time, actually. Oh no, wait, no. One time is gonna ruin this here. But I guess it might be the first time where only one team has managed to get both drivers qualified into Q2, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, that's quite some big news here.
Yeah, it's been pretty a pretty interesting qualifying session. Corvid will be disappointed not to make it through to Q2. Apparently, he had quite good pace in the qualifying sessions, in the sorry, the practice sessions just before the race. But other than that, yeah, looks pretty standard. You've got Airman in his first race in Ultimate League, won't be starting at the back. Coca-Cola for Mayhem, starting in P17. And then, yeah, Piggy will be very unlucky. Feel very hard done by to miss out on Q2. Literally 100th of a second. It couldn't have been any tighter between him and, I believe that's Rudel, is it? Um, yeah, a very, very competitive performance. But an LSA knocked out in Q1, not something we often say, but actually you'd say quite a respectable performance from the two deputizers for Leviosa Sports Art. Glow getting himself into 7th place. He will compete in the shootout for pole position.
Alright, so let's then get into Q2 already. And so yeah, today only 8 drivers here. And yeah, very interesting to see a huge variety of teams right now. And yeah, so you got 8 drivers from 7 different teams. One time is the only one to get both drivers in into Q2. And yeah, let's see. Today we do not have Figo, as he already secured the title. So today he's already, I guess, starting his vacations earlier. And yeah, now seeing right here you got Flix here. He's racing as FRMC. And now he gets then that purple first sector there. In the meantime, I saw Ozzy with a mistake, so that could be huge. Because he should be a bit further back, so that's gonna put him under huge pressure for this second lap. And so let's see. Ooh, now Flix also struggling here. We see Struggle right now in P8. Let's see. I think he might be the one to take provisional pole there. But no, it is Bituko. He called himself Fumbling Tuco here, but I guess that might be the worst time to call yourself that, because he's doing the exact opposite of that, so there he goes. But now we see him with the yellow first sector here, but maybe that was a lap that was way too good for him there, I feel like. But either way, I think we have a lot of bottlers here, because yeah, we
Look
see...
at Justin, purple sector 1 for the RMC driver.
Yeah, he already got one pole position back in Hockenheim. Sadly though, that race didn't go well for him, but let's see now. Strudel is making a lot of mistakes there, but let's see who's going to be taking that pole position here. We see Glow being one of the only drivers to improve it. There he goes up into 3rd place, but it is Bituko starting on pole position as we see Yoa trying to surprise us there last minute, but that didn't quite work out, but still. He's going to be starting in 2nd place, so let's then have a look into the starting grid here for today's race. Okay, so looking then at the starting grid, we see here Bituko starting on pole position with Yo starting alongside, and there is absolutely an insane front row that we got here. Here on the 2nd row we got then Flick starting in 3rd, followed in by Glow in P4, so they're doing pretty well here as he's racing for LSA of course. Then we see Strudel here in the P5, followed in by Justin. Then you got Ozzy starting only in P7 as he got the same lap time as Justin there. Then you got Matimar and Piki there in P8 and P9 with Mika to Mika closing the top 10. Then we see Kalika there in P11 tied with Nikhil. Then we see on row number 7 the 2 star goats there with Ricky Boy and then Albono. Then we got Corvette starting only in P15, followed in by Airman. And then you got Coca-Cola there in the P17. So your thoughts on this qualifying, Skip?
Well, it was a brilliant pole position for Bituko. I mean, all credit to him for an amazing lap, pulled that out of the bag, nearly 2/10 clear of the field. Obviously, it's the finale, there's nothing on the line championship-wise, so maybe the front runners aren't focusing quite as hard as they otherwise would have been. Obviously, Figo isn't even here, he is already on the beach, and I don't blame him for not wanting to go to Wales. Ewa on the front row should be a really interesting one to look out for. I think he has a real chance to go and take race victory here. And Flix stepping in for one time today for the final race of the season. Rumour has it he'll be coming back to the grid at some point in the near future, so we'll see if he can come and take a victory.
Alright, so let's then get ourselves then into the race. The drivers are eager to start, so here we go then. Alright, and here we go. Now everyone is on the grid. We see a lot of soft tires here. There's usually the standard starting tire, but let's see right now. And there we go. Pituka will lead us the way. We see Yoa in second place, obviously looking like he is stalling because of that huge ping, but we see right now it is Flix trying to get the pass or move on him, but maybe not because he has the medium still right at the back of him. We see Glow there in P4 followed by Struggle. So right now very calm start, but we see Mika to Mika going on inside of the grass there. Lucky didn't lose all that many positions, because that could have gone a lot worse. We see you now Ozzy getting a little bit messed up there. We see him now down in P9, so even losing more position as we see him trying to go up the inside of the Ricards here. We see Matima also going into the grass there. And now at the front we see Free White here. We see Struggle, Glow and Justin going side by side into turn 1 there. We see now Flix now just taking the lead. There he goes. So Flix leads the way now. Yo goes wide and he's gonna be now down in P5. So yeah, that's not nice for him there. But as we see then we got Struggle then in P4. And now we see the drivers at the front racing in single file, but there's still a lot of action here at the back. We got Mati and Corvid going a bit side by side there. At least there seems to be some overlap. In the meantime, we see Ozzy still struggling hard here as he goes now, trying to go around the outside of Corvid to now have the inside. Can he do it there? We see also Kalika trying to involve himself into the action. He's right in the middle of that free wide pack here. Let's see, can they all survive? Oh my god, it's going to be very difficult there, but they all managed to survive. So there he goes.
Great fight in second place at the moment. Bituko back up into second, but Glow held second place down for a while there. He did really well. Yua unfortunately dropped back to 5th place. Not what you want starting on the soft compound tires, but it looks like that ping has not done him any favors. Wrapped up in battles, Justin leading a train through the snaking S's past the Dragon in the middle sector. Nikhil following in tow, then Corvid with a great start from 15th. He's made up 7 places. He's now in 8th position, just 2 behind his teammate, and it shows how similarly paced those RMCs have been all season long. They've been very competitive with each other. As we see the battle for P2 and Strudel up into P2. What a brilliant result this would be for him. That would be fantastic. Bituko down into 3rd place. Glow resumes his starting group position of 4th as it stands.
Yeah, Flix already with the gap at the front, so this is going amazingly well for him. Of course, he wants some redemption after what happened in the previous race where he was leading, but in the end, I think he only finished in P6, so a bit of a disaster there for them. Of course, he kind of just came in as an ER, so maybe the stakes for him weren't exactly as high. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm seeing Call down in last place, which is a little bit weird because he's a driver who's definitely capable of getting top 10s. But today struggling a lot. In the meantime, we see the Stargoats going a bit side by side. We see Airman also in this huge pack that we got here. Actually, we see a thing between Ozzy. Oh, but now there's some little groups forming here. Yes, we see some breaks happening at this huge train here. We see now Albono, for instance, in P12 and now quite far behind Corvid in P11. But in the meantime, we see Airman just trying to go around the outside. He makes a nice clean move there, but Albono will come back there with a nice exit. When he managed to just keep it on track on the final turn. In the meantime, we got our first pit stops here. We got Yoa then leading the pits down in P16. So, oh boy, that could be a lot of traffic for him to overtake.
Yeah, certainly could. You are out just behind Cola. Cola realizes that's not the battle for him to fight as it stands, so he lets him through on those old hard compound tires. Still, the battle for P2 rages on. It's the soft runner of Batuko, the soft runner of Strudel, and the medium runner of Glow. This has been a fantastic start to the race for Glow. You have to say he's really held his own up in that front section now, inherits that 2nd place. As the other drivers go into the pit lane now, as they fall down the order, you can see, yes, it is Batuko downwards, Batuko, Strudel, Yua and Piggy, who have now all been in for their first stop, and this is a lot of traffic for those pitted runners to deal with. You think maybe the medium runners, if they can get out into that gap ahead of Albono, potentially could find themselves with a bit of an easier fight to fight. We'll have to see as the order shakes out, but that is a huge train of cars behind Albano from 9th all the way down to about 15th position as Ewa does get absolutely crashed off the track and goes off at the next corner as well. It's not a good look for him. Ozzy into the pit lane, Matty into the pit lane, Ricky Boy and Mika in as well. But Tuco came into the pit lane too, and he comes out just clear of the likes of Kola and Strudel and Albano. And of course Strudel was into the pit lane I think last time round as well, if not the time before. Oh, big off for Bituco there. That's not going to be good for our pole sitter, down in 11th place at the moment. And Ozzy comes through. Ozzy, who had a bad start, has taken the pit stop, taken the hard compound tyre, and now is the leading driver of those who have pitted so far in this race. So it's a real strategy difference between the pitters and the non-pitters as it stands. Bituco really struggling down in the traffic there as Erman, Kola, and Kalinka come into the pit lane as well. Just 6 drivers now, all medium starters who have not yet visited the pit lane for the first time.
Yeah, it's been crazy to see here. I think the ones who are staying out could be benefiting quite a lot here because they are just running in clean air and not having to worry about the chaos that is happening behind. And yeah, we could see some huge consequences here. For instance, Ozzy and Vituco and Straddle, all of them just losing a lot of time here. Same with Yo as well, who I kind of saw like a lap or two ago, just sort of getting a little bit pushed on the inside there. But yeah, now we see more and more drivers then coming into the pits, and I think now it maybe starts to make a little bit more sense to pit. And that's exactly what happens here at the front. Look at Flix here, he has the huge gap at the front, and he has some of the fresher tires there, so he has everything to win today's race here. But of course, we cannot forget about the rain, so we will see. In the meantime, we see then Ozzy with a nice recovery, then up into second place. Now we see Mati right behind him as well. This is amazing for him, that is for sure, as I believe he's also leaving after this race, so podium to finish things off would really be amazing for him, because he hasn't got a podium yet, so this would be, without any doubt, his best ever race, and it would be the best way to go, essentially. So yeah, so we got then this pack of 4 cars in battling for second place. Then after that we're gonna see then Piggy there in P6. He was looking to battle Straddle. Then we see Yawa leading P8, but yeah, as you can see now, with everyone pitting, I think things have absolutely slowed down, and there's definitely a lot less chaos, but still we got some very close packs here. We see some huge trains going on here, and yeah, now something that is very interesting though is that we had Glow in second place, and yeah, no, now we're seeing Yawa pitting, but either way, as I was saying, Glow was one of the last drivers to pit, and yeah, when he pitted he was in second place. Now he's down in P7, so yeah, you should see him potentially trying to make some positions, because he has much better tires than the drivers who are right ahead of him. As yeah, in the meantime we see then Matimar and Ozzy there in a battle for second place, as in the meantime Yoa now is down in P13, as he's the first driver then to make that second pit stop.
Ozzy here is the perfect stopper in the bottle for Flix. Flix obviously took a gallivanting lead out 3.5 to 4 seconds after the first phase of pit stops shook out. Ozzy on the hard compound tyre doesn't need to drive slowly, but the speed difference of that tyre and obviously his defensive abilities will mean that he will be able to drive perfectly to his own pace in second place, not have to worry. And in fact, Matimar, his compatriot, the 2 Polish drivers, going in second and third at the moment, looking to lock down the podium. This would be an amazing first fairy tale story. It'll be a first podium in his last race for Matimar, a driver who has bounced around the midfield, lots of different teams for him, and he has done remarkably well throughout this course of his career. And if he is taking an indefinite break, we wish him all the best, of course. But yeah, Ozzy providing a bit of a blocker there. You can see when he makes a mistake, he's not necessarily letting Matty through, and the entire pack behind, although there is a bit of a gap back to the likes of Glow, will not be able to pit. I think this means that Flix, realistically, whenever he does decide to pit, will come out in the lead of the race. So it's going to take some rain to shake things up for him. Bitsuko and Glow, who started on pole and 4th place respectively. Glow has held that down very well. Despite falling back into the pack, he has found his way through it. Only, yeah, Piggy and Ewa have stopped for second time so far. Piggy now down in 11th place as a result of that stop. no inclement weather on the horizon. We will see dry running for the foreseeable future. Mika comes into the pit lane, the LSA driver, falls to the back, but he'll make up positions as the likes of Ricky Boy and Erman, Albono and Cole all pit in front of him.
Yes, so as we see here, we should start to see more drivers making their second pit stops. Right now we only have 3 doing that, but yeah, in the meantime I'm seeing Shirley seems to be struggling quite a lot here. I see him making a few mistakes, but as you can see he's actually going to stay out here. In the meantime we see then Bituku was one of the early pitters for that first pit stop window, but now there he goes, he's going to leave the pits now in P11, or actually P12. As you're gonna go then for the hard tires, but yeah, there's some traffic ahead of him, but there's also some gap before he catches up to that traffic, so that should make things a little bit better for him. But yeah, what's interesting here though is that Yoa also has absolutely undercutting him. As you can see here, he has much older, harder tires, and yeah, let's see what can he do then on his first stint, because he's definitely going to be a very crucial one for his race. But as we see, he makes a huge mistake there, and I think a bit further up there, we see the RMCs now batting with Piggy. As we see also Ozzy and Matimar just leaving the pits, and oh my god, that's some chaos here. We got a 5-car pack, and it's a mix of tires with old tires and fresh tires. So yeah, let's see there, and we see now Piggy leading the way. He's obviously gonna let his teammates through. As we see then Corvin and Ozzy battling side by side. This is definitely not great for Ozzy, and this could work pretty well for Mati here. Mati could potentially create a gap on his compatriot there, but let's see now. Ozzy's gonna try and go around the other side of Corvin. He wastes no time there, but now he has Piggy, who could potentially act as a barrier here if he wants. Although of course, yeah, I mean, maybe not do all that much. And now there he goes. Ozzy's gonna go through. Mati's not gonna fight it hard, so yeah, actually, Mati and Corvin could be in a very good position here. Well, there is if Piggy doesn't make a mistake there, because he could be getting some of that slipstream from Ozzy and Mati, and they could be just getting carried away by that Polish train. And yeah, then we see Justin just falling a little bit behind, and then right after him we got this huge pack here. We got Pituko, and then it goes all the way down to Strudel, then in P12. As we see now, Glow also just leaving the pits, and oh my god, some chaos here. They went a bit off the track there, but now they managed to come back there. And
yeah, as predicted though, Flix was able to pit from the lead of the race and then come out of the pit lane. Even if Nikhil had not come into the pits, Flix still would have led the race. This one looks very much like his one to lose.
Yeah, now look at that gap. Things could have gone a bit better. Gone even better for him there. As you can see, he now has almost a 7-second gap. His tires are always fresher than the others, so even when we consider the rain, he's absolutely no big risk here, I would say, because he usually should be the final driver to pit, and even when the low rain comes in, he could pretty much just wait a lap and see if the rain will stay or not, so he could avoid getting himself screwed up there. So he's really in a perfect position there to take that race win. But yeah, in the meantime we see some huge packs here. We got Piggy leading the way here in P5, although he should be pitting very soon. And then we see also Justin in a very similar position, but as we see now we got Pituko trying to go down the outside. Oh, but he goes into the grass around the inside. That could have been an amazing move there from the Spanish driver, but that crash has absolutely cursed him there.
Look at the RMC drivers, both into the pit lane at the same time. They were the only drivers to have not made their second stop of the race already. They both came in for the hards last time. They both double stack on this lap to come in for the hards again, and they cement themselves into the top 10. Yua comes in for a third time. He is not enjoying the degradation on that Flow Force car. So yeah, he's in for a third time, down to 13th place from the front row. Poor guy.
It's been absolutely insane here, and yeah, it's actually amazing that from the RMC guys then to just quit later and now have better tires to catch up to the others, and yeah, I can really tell the huge consequence that it was when some drivers started to pit and the others were just staying out. We saw how much traffic that they have to go through, and that is absolutely shaking up things. As we just saw, that crashed everything. Piggy and Vituko there, and yeah, they're gonna be losing a lot of time. I think Pituko was just slowing, just falling down, and that was what I was just said because of him pitting earlier, having to encounter a lot of traffic, and then when the others pit, they have better tires, they can pass him back, and yeah, so things really looking to be very complicated for the
I
Mayhem
mean this with
driver.
no bias whatsoever, but really I do think the RMCs are in the best position. They had that huge pack of cars right ahead of them. They both pitted at the same time. They can both work together on their fresh hard compact tires. They won't be back into the pits for a very, very long time, but they have plenty of clean air ahead. So if they can just drive, get their lines right, and make sure that they keep their pace up, that all the drivers ahead of them will eventually have to come into the pit lane, which will just open the gates for them to make a run through up towards those top positions.
Yeah, that's true. As you can see, they're trying to catch up to the likes of Pituco. Then we see the SCPs and Glow as well up there. Although Nikhil could kind of ruin their plans because his tires are not all that bad, but as you can see now, Straddle is pitted and Glow is not pitted on his slipstream, so perhaps the RFCs could have a chance to catch all of them. So let's see then. It's looking like an amazing final race then for the orange team here. As in the meantime at the front, yeah, we still see the Polish drivers just slipstreaming each other there. And yeah, then we see of course Flix with absolutely blessed race here right at the front now. And yeah, this could be I think his first win. That will be with more of a 10-second gap there to the second driver. So yeah, absolutely amazing drive there from Flix. And as we then see here, then Ozzy and Martins in second and third, and you got Nikhil there in P4. This could be an absolutely amazing race here for the Canadian driver. As we then see here, Glow then in P5. Obviously a driver who also had a lot of struggle, especially with his connection and all of that. But now he's looking to race pretty good here. Now he's in P5. I guess racing is in red is actually increasing his performance, and yeah, scientists do say that racing in red in sports is usually good. For some reason the drivers just, or the athletes just perform better, and I guess we kind of see a bit of that with the Glow here. But yeah, now we're kind of just seeing a lot of drivers here just racing in no man's land, as you can see. And then we got this pack a bit towards back, which ain't even the pack, so yeah, things just slowing down quite a lot here towards the second half of this race, or perhaps the final third of this race.
Yeah, it's mainly Kalitka and Piggy is the big battle at the moment. Kalitka on much older medium tyres compared to Piggy's. I think Piggy has he's one of the lead drivers on that 3 stops so far. He came in for a very aggressive undercut early on, which saw him climb up to 5th position, and actually on his worn tyres he did really well to hold the pack up, cement himself in the upper echelons of the field. So when the drivers in front come into the pit lane, he will be looking in a good position. The likes of Glow will probably drop back into his range. The RMCs still have a good few laps to go left on those tyres. And Matimar just following Ozzy the whole time. So yeah, we think Matimar has never had a podium before. Is that right, Nuno?
Yeah, he never had a podium before. I'm pretty sure. I think his best result was like a P4 finish, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think P4 he had it, I believe, back in Lago Maggiore, if I'm not wrong, or at least he had P5 there. But in the meantime, I think he just pitted at the same time as Ozzy. Now he's going to be slipstreaming him, but the big thing here is that Ozzy went for the softs and Mati went for the hards, so Mati could be trying to stay out until the end, because otherwise it's really no use going for the hards right now. But as you can see, Ozzy with the gap now, Mati makes another mistake, so this could be huge for the battle for second place. As we see then, Ozzy getting past Nikhil, should be pitting now. Uber is actually going to stay out, so I guess he wants to take a bit of that slipstream there if he can, and then probably pit on the very next lap, which will then be 10 laps to go to the end. But yeah, then you see Corvin and Justin in P5 and P6, so perhaps we could be starting to see, or at least have an idea of where they could finish until the end of this race. Although of course right now they do have some cars who are behind them and could be trying to catch him at this very moment. So we'll have to wait and see, but things are looking very good there for RNC in their final race here.
Yeah, very much so. Matimar, as it turns out, had a very Yuki Tsunoda-esque best career performance. It was P4 for him in the season finale of season 22. That was when Flix picked up the title, but of course, in classic fashion, it was massively overshadowed by the huge controversy that led to the title. So that is part of it. But Matimar running in a very solid third place at the moment. On the hards, he's doing really well to keep the slip of Aussie. And you might even suggest that with the national camaraderie between those two drivers, you would think that Aussie, maybe if he really increased the pace, would be able to pull away, and is somewhat intentionally giving Matimar this slipstream to try and carry him to his first ever podium. This is a really, really wonderful thing to see from these two drivers, even if they are not teammates. Corvin into the pit lane. He boxes separate to Justin. Justin has just fallen behind Strudel. It would be a decent time for him to come into the pit lane with quite worn out tyres. Strudel on the hards, less worn out. Justin would probably be able to undercut him coming into the pit lane in the next lap or so. Piggy, meanwhile, on very old mediums, just basically lets go through, or made an error earlier because the closing speed of the Frenchman far outweighed the Brit as he closes in on the Canadian driver. Nikhil on those fresh mediums is a real outside, not an outside shout for the podium, but an inside shout for the top 5 in this race. He's doing very well. Justin is into the pit lane. The Scuderia Paracaro drivers locked down 4th and 5th in this race. Justin might have had a slight kerfuffle on his way into the pit lane, which he does apologise for, as we see Piggy and Batuko come in to the lane as well. Batuko will be sad to be down in P11, having started on pole position.
Yeah, I was watching that when Justin was trying to go into the pits, and the thing is that both of them were really trying their best to avoid any controversy there, although we still had just a little incident, but I will be honest, I think they managed to deal with it pretty well there, so there should be no big problems there. But yeah, as you can see, one lap, it's the difference between Corvid and Justin's strategy there, and as you can see, it's a huge undercut from Corvid compared to his teammate, as they are now in P6 and P7 there. And yeah, then a bit at the front, Mati, yeah, did manage to get back to Aussie, which is very crucial there. So yeah, things looking amazingly well there for Mati. And yeah, I guess the main threat right now would be Nikhil, who's currently in P4, which is also an amazing result for him there. But he's still quite far behind, and now let's see, yeah, there he goes, Aussie into the pits now. From second place, it's gonna be, I think, down in first, should come out just ahead of Nikhil. And now there he goes. So I guess if Mati would want to secure third place, he could kind of just pit on this lap and yeah, but although there could still be some risk there, but Nikhil is probably gonna have to. Oh, maybe no, wait, no, I don't think Nikhil needs to P2. As we see now, Aussie making some mistakes there. Nikhil could be catching his slipstream there. So yeah, let's see.
It looks very touch and go. If Mati were to pit again, he'd come out right in the battle for these drivers. I think he's going to just take those hards to the end. He has a 6-second buffer that he'll be very happy with, coming home for not just a first ever podium, but a P2 finish at that in his final race.
Yeah, this could really be amazing for him, as we see Flix just looking to win this race. He already has a 12-second gap, so also another amazing performance, his best so far, although maybe one could argue that today's week may not be exactly the strongest, because we had some key drivers missing, like we got F1 Fan, Fatmi, Figo. Those 3 drivers could really add a lot into this race, but in the meantime we see then Mati still doing an amazing race there in second place. Let's see if he can just keep it up until the end, because yeah, we should see Aussie closing in on him very, very fast. Actually, let's compare the lap times here. Ooh, they can see it is just 7/10 on his final lap. The main thing though, that there's only a few laps to go, and as you can see, Aussie just keeps on making that little mistake there on turn 2, where he just goes deep into the grass on the inside there, and that could be costing him a lot of time. But yeah, now we see also Glow also doing a very interesting strategy here. He's currently in P5, but his tires are absolutely dying, and so we could potentially see the RMC is going for the double top 6 here at the end of this race. But the time is running out though, that's the main thing here. So yeah, let's see how will things go right until the end of this race now. Just 2 laps to go then.
Yeah, Blick's still leading the way. I mean, barely even a lap to go. He is so commanding out in that first place. Aussie closing in on Mati, but I'm not sure that it will be enough for Ozzy to reclaim that second place. And I'm, again, maybe not sure that he will be so unhappy about that, because Matimar is a fantastic driver. But we come round to the final lap of this race. It has been the story of one particular team throughout the entire season, and a driver who has come in to deputise Figo, already champion, on the beach. Flix steps in as this team stamps its dominance yet again on the league. They are Constructors Champions in Season 24, and rounding it off with a fantastic display by the substitute, Flix comes around the final corner to win the Welsh Grand Prix in Season 24 by a very long margin. Matimar, though, is the big story of today. As we bid farewell to the beloved Polish driver, he comes home for a career best second place, a first ever podium for Matimar.
Oh, Ozzy's gonna give Nikhil the podium.
Ozzy pits on the final lap. Let's Nikhil in for the podium. Let's Corbin and Glow go through as well. Wow, what a fantastic... Nikhil takes the podium. Ozzy pulls into the pit lane on the final lap, we'll say to serve a penalty or some roleplay reason, but Nikhil on the podium for Scuderia Paracara. What a fantastic result for that driver this season, not having finished any higher than 11th place. He finishes P3 today. It's 4th for Corvid, 5th for Glow, but I'll let Nuno go through the results.
Yeah, so as you have then a look into the results here, we got then Flix taking the win by 16 seconds. That is absolutely insane. Then we see here Matimar with his first ever podium, then in second place, and then Nikhil benefiting from Ozzy's charity there. He takes then third place, so amazing podium then from Nikhil. Even P4 would already be an amazing result for him, I'm pretty sure. As we then see here, Corvid in P4 also quite a solid result. I think the best of the season, if I'm not wrong. Then we see Glow also in P5, should be another best result there, I'm pretty sure there. And then we see Ozzy then in P6, and then we got Justin then just finishing right behind there, just a tenth of a second of a difference there, as he takes then P7. So P4 and P7 is RMC's final result, as we then see Straddle closing the top 8, and then we got Piggy, and then Pete Tuco then in the top 10. Then we got Kalika there in P11, followed by Kola in P12. Then we see Albono in P13, followed by Yoa, which I wonder what the hell happened to him in this race, as he then takes P14 with the fastest lap. And then you got Airman in P15, and then you got Pika Tomika in P16, followed then by Ricky Boy in P17. So yeah, I guess we can go then to the post-race interviews, and I guess since this is the final race of the season, I might be more keen to interview more drivers, and yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do, because there's a lot of good stories here today, so there's a lot of drivers that would make sense to interview as well. So yeah, I guess we're gonna start in with the race winner, if he's here. Yeah, I think he is. So
Hello.
So yeah, you were absolutely cursed, feels like, in the previous round, but today you were absolutely blessed, and yeah, really the perfect redemption, I would say. So yeah, how do you feel?
I feel good actually. This race was good. I think the reason Ozzy gave up is because he had some issues at the start, and then he just saw that he could not catch me because he was just slower than me, and that what happens. But yes, whatever. This is the first race where I actually did some tire practice before the race. I told Figo and I told Skip. Well, Skip asked me yesterday to win by 10 seconds, and I said sure, bro. So here you go. And then yeah, I promised Figo to win as well, and to like do some tire practice before the race, and I did, and I guess it worked out because everyone was just really like mad slower than me, and yeah, I just fumbled quality.
All right, so nice to hear there. Then is Matti here?
Yeah, Matimar, your first podium in your final race. How must that one feel?
Holy fucking shit. I'm speechless. Uh, I don't know what to say. I didn't practice for this race. I have no idea how did this happen. The quali was pretty good. I made the P5 in Q1, but Q2 was horrible. Then somehow later in the race, I got Ozzy's slipstream, and he helped me a lot. Thank you, Ozzy. I probably wouldn't have done it without your slipstream, and I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think that I'll ever get a podium after like 95 races without the podium. I don't know what to say, man. I wanna cry, honestly. I just wanna cry right now. Also, congratulations, Nick Hill, for your first podium too. It is also lovely to hear and see that you got it. Wow, just wow. I never expected such a fairy tale to happen on my final race. I'm speechless.
Yeah, it's for sure and amazing to see you there, and I think an absolutely deserved result as well, as he also made the right strategy there to go for the hearts at the final, for the final stint, and I think that really worked out pretty amazingly there. So yeah, enjoy it, and yes,
Thank
so
you.
all right.
Also, it has been an adventure with lots of ups and lows, but overall, I want to thank you for these 3 very interesting years of my life, and I'm so glad that it ends like this. RSR Academy winning in AL, winning in JL, winning in CL Sprint, winning in CL Feature, and now and now it ends with me getting at the podium. Wow, we surely got everything today. I just thank you. I I know that I'm repeating myself, but I'm literally shaking right now. I didn't practice for this race. I had like 70 laps at most, and I never thought that this will happen. Just thank you. I want to thank the ones who believed in me for all this time, and the ones who don't, go fuck yourself. Matmar
Brilliant.
out. See you on the flip side.
All right.
What a wonderful interview to give.
And quite the amazing ending there. So I guess now Nikio is not here. Oh
He
wait,
is.
he
He
is.
was
He
just
is
going to
now.
type his answer.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, he's going to. Yeah, so I guess while he types, we can then go through another driver here, and I guess we're gonna go with Corby as yeah, this season overall hasn't quite been exactly the best, but today should be an amazing way to end this season. So yeah, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm very much like half full about that race, honestly, because quali went awfully. I just like did not put in good laps, and I had the pace to be like top 5 quali in both sessions, but I started 15th, which is obviously doesn't help when you have to deal with people slower than you. It's just a shame because I felt like I had podium pace today. I was very quick, and if it wasn't for the race start, I didn't have a good start either. Was the other thing. I was stuck in the back of the midfield for most of the first stint, but I made the hards work really well. I was able to run back up to the top 5, and I don't know. I feel like the race would have been a little better if Aussie wasn't like hand feeding people podiums, but it's whatever now. It's done. Um, but yeah, at least I can just be happy that like I finished the race strongly. I completed the race like fairly competently today. I drove a good race. Decent race for my last time out for RMC. It's a shame because I was hoping for like something more, maybe like a last race podium, but it wasn't to be. We're just got to work on the podium, on the qualifying next time out.
All
And
Well,
right.
I think are very
just want to
impressive.
add
Go on.
thanks to I just want to add thanks to Skip for bringing me along for the past couple of seasons. It's been a fun ride. Got the last win for the team, which is kind of crazy. A few podiums here and there was nice. Overall, just a good time.
Thank you, Corbett. That's very sweet of you to say. And just going to come in here with Nick Hill's message. He's giving an interview saying, "Insane race, man. Start, I managed to escape an insane lag rocket. and just managed to keep it in clean air, not make any mistakes. I knew P4 was my maximum. I was just praying for a miracle for the podium, and it happened thanks to Ozzy. Thank you, Ben, for the amazing strat. Anyways, I have to go do a mobile race now. See ya.
Alright, so good luck also for the mobile race there, and yeah, congratulations then on the podium. And yeah, not sure about Glow if he's someone who speaks or not, because that would be cool. After all, he raced in red today and he finished in P5. But I'm not sure if he's. I don't think he's usually someone who's. Yeah, I guess you can type as well. Yeah. So if you want to type in your answer just like Nikhil, we could then read it later on, because we still got more drivers to go here, and the next one I guess would be definitely Justin, as yeah, I mean it's quite a very interesting rookie season that he had this season, and yeah, already got a pole position. Still, the podium is not there, but he should definitely get on the podium perhaps in the next season. And so, yeah, what are your expectations for the future?
Yeah, I think they came very close to the podium this season. Like it feels like I feel like it's coming, but I'm sad it's not there yet because I wanted to give RMC their last like great result. But to be fair, we got a solid result. We got a P4 in the constructors. Just wanna thanks Kip for giving me the chance to be a main driver, and thanks Corbett for being a great teammate and just having fun. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's it. But yeah, so thanks for the interview. In the meantime, go still typing, and I'm not.
Lois just come out and said, "All right, I really want to shout out Batuka and Strudel because they really helped me with this. They were very cooperative. They helped me find my pace. I also totally copied Flix's strategy because I didn't have any. So without them, I would have had nothing. I'm really happy for this race because I gave it my all, and I hope I'll stay there in the future. Also, I was very happy to face off Nick Hill for this last race."
All right, nice to hear there, and yeah, definitely very fitting considering that he was racing for a LSA as well. And yeah, so who do we still have more? Because we got Struggle, I don't think he usually speaks. Then uh, got Piggy, usually I don't think he speaks as well. Not sure about Pituko either, or Kalitka, or Kola. I guess I might go then with, uh, I guess Albono. Because yeah, final race for Stargoats, and as the next season you're gonna be starting then your Mazar racing adventure, and so yeah, are you excited about that?
Yeah, it should be fun. I think for this season, I'll probably sweep it to the under the carpet of your brain or whatever. I don't know what the saying is, but whatever that is, just forget about it because it sucked. But there's massive silver linings today with Nikhil and Matty getting podiums, which is quite cool. Did you say Glow was P5?
Yes.
Yeah.
The fuck? How's he done that? Oh,
Crazy ass
nice.
race.
Oh, go on, Glow. Yeah, well, that's cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on the race because it's quite sure. Usually when you see Yoa ahead of you, you're thinking, yes, slipstream, but when you're getting butt railed by Cola and Dermot, it gets less nice. But other than that, it's alright. It was fun to VC with Justin throughout the season. Flix was like 15 seconds ahead, counting his 3 mistakes throughout the race. That was a fun PC. And yeah, massive shout out to Nikhil, and I guess Aussie as well for basically giving Matty and Nikhil their first podiums, which is quite nice of him. I'm sure he'll get plenty more. But yeah, it was fun. Thanks for the Stargoat thing. It's been pretty fun, and Mazur will feel like I should type it up. So Mazur gonna win UL. Hell yeah.
All right. Nice to hear that.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
not laughing
man.
at that.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're gonna move on because not sure. I guess the next one will be Yoa, and yeah, not sure if he wants to speak today or because obviously today's race was a very frustrating one without any doubt. He took second in qualifying and ended up down in P14, which is I guess probably one of your worst races in recent times. But yeah, what are your feelings there?
Um, uh, yeah, I think I just gave up after the first stint, if I'm being honest, because I started, I mean, quali was good, and then got held up by trailers and whatnot, tried the undercuts, and then encountered traffic and everything, and it was race over. So I think from that point on, I just wanted faster slaps. And there were a few times where I came close and then I encountered traffic. So, I mean, I think just glad I don't have to do this for quite a while after today. But no, honestly, no, I think first things first. Major shout out to Matthew because I was hoping at least he gets one podium. So I'm very happy that he's finally got it. And I mean, same with Nikhil, of course. This is like the only time, the only time I will ever support race um race tweaking. This is the only time on record that I will ever be happy about the outcome of it because obviously it's like don't really want to see it necessarily. But at the same time, like having seen Nikhil come through, come through for Mazza and just seeing the number of times he's come close to something good in general. Seeing him score his first win was quite something. Seeing him score his first podium, and you all obviously the circumstances, whatever. Seeing him score his first podium makes me very happy, and I think that's one positive I can take from today. Obviously, Mazza going over to you all, huge positive, and I'm super grateful to have at least been a part of Mazza. And to have seen the way that the team, especially now through Albona, has come through with Crunk Albona, come through and they got their first title. Now they're going to be a UL team. So you know what? Major shout outs to Mika, Nikhil, Albona, Justin, Ricky, Bishone, Crunk himself, Go 14, etc. Because I think it's been quite the journey. And it's obviously sad to see RMC and Lynx leaving. But I think with the history both teams have had in Europe, I think it's been incredible to have them on the grid. And I think it's going to be some big shoes to replace. And people can say what they want about Lynx, but I think when it comes to the number of drivers that have had a chance to even be in UL because Eurist was open to even giving us a chance to just race. I think that is something that definitely should not be forgotten throughout the history. So, you know what? Yeah. Great to have Ludwig as a teammate as well. Great to be a part of FLF. And yeah, good luck to you, gents. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Skip and Go. And
All right, nice to hear then. And Simike Tomike is Stefan. So I guess we're gonna go then for a final interview, which will be then Skip as yeah. I mean it's been absolutely in a crazy journey. You started back in season 4, and I think you started on your own like home Grand Prix, if I'm not wrong, there with
Yeah.
FGR, and yeah, then you ended up not racing all that much after season 7. Then you had still your commentary journey as well as your team owning journey as well. So yeah, what are your feelings? What do you want to say?
Well, it's been a pleasure. It was I mean, I'll focus mainly just on RMC because luckily I don't think this will be the last of me and the server. I'm interested in staying around, and I also think the last 24 hours or so have been really good for that. Um, but yeah, no, it's been a really good journey in RMC. After RBR shut down, I wasn't sure that I was going to be back into team owning. Obviously, I went over with my good mate Jake, and I offered to help out his team. And then, as it so happened, he didn't want to own anymore, and the ownership changed hands. We started with Julo and Ferro, if anybody remembers them, in Season 8, although Ferro never actually showed up. And then we hired Gamer 15 for round 3, where he nearly won, if not for being pushed off at the final corner by some dirty driver. And the rest, as they say, was history. We won the Constructors in Season 9. And yeah, we've had a good 17 season run. A massive thank you to Corvid and Justin, as well as Jeru, for carrying the flag for us for the final season and actually delivering very, very good results. Corvid, our last win, Justin, our last pole position, and P4 in the standings, I think, is a sign off we can be very proud of. Obviously, special mention to Lynx as well. Eurus and I have had our differences over the years, but he's been a mainstay of the server until recent seasons. So to see the Lynx team finally drop off the grid after even longer, 20 seasons they've been here, is they're truly an end of an era. But I'm very excited to see what happens with the new teams on the block. And yeah, so it's a new era for UL next season, and I'm looking forward to watching it all unfold.
It should be very exciting to see two brand new teams coming in next season and see some new identities and all of that. So yeah, so I guess this is it then from this season. We ended in season 24, and so with that, we're going to come back in 3 weeks time, which I'm not sure exactly which track we're going to be racing at for the start of season 35. Not sure if I guess the base track vault, which is no longer the base track vault, but it is like the F1 track vault. I'm not sure which track won there, but in the meantime, we'll see you there then in 3 weeks. And yeah, so till the next time, and goodbye.